blame. You mad it.
I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. How to get myself up back before the bull run. How to take some shit, stick it in the ballroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. How to get myself up back before the bull run. How to take some shit, stick it in the ballroom. E-pop got me waiting 3 more hours. Sticking all these years higher than a tower. Having all these nodes feel like superpowers. Investing all this bread, never been a coward. Call me Mr. Bond, money in the vault. I stay in the front, feeling like the goal. Don't worry about the haters, got the detonator. I'll kill in every market, call me Terminator. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. How to get myself up back before the bull run. Some shit, stick it in the ballroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. How to get myself up back before the bull run. How to take some shit, stick it in the ballroom.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to EMP.Money. My name is AJ, I am the team lead here, and this is our live AMA. Hope all of you had a great holiday week. All over the world, here in America, we celebrated 4th of July, but I think the Canadian Independence Day was on Monday. So anyway, hope all is well.
Canada Day.
Yeah, I know, Canada Day. I'm joined by my co-host with the most and fellow team member that can tell us all about Canada Day. Go ahead, LA. How are you?
Yeah, that's what it's called, AJ.
All right, there you go. Canada Day. I love it. You guys are very
Yeah,
you're creative on the naming scheme. Canada Day.
no, I'm good. Happy to be here with all of you. We missed you all on Monday, but today's going to be another good one.
Yes, 100%. So we are super busy as usual. We're gonna try to run through this as fast as we can, and still give plenty of time to give updates. But we do have some obligations after, so hopefully we can get out of here within an hour. But anyway, with that being said, we're gonna just jump right in. Some updates, some future and present use cases for EMP. Lots of things to share. So. The first thing up is L1 Dex. So again, we've been super making major headway with that behind the scenes. We've had our weekly meetings now. We're meeting with the L1X team on Mondays and Thursdays. So every one of those meetings is a major step forward. Jake from Dex Finance is and his entire team are building out, the infrastructure. A lot of it's already there. We should have an MVP to show. I mean, honestly, it's already done. We just aren't going to go live with that until, the L1X side. We have to, utilize their interoperability. So that is really where the heavy lifting comes in as far as coding. But the swap itself, a lot of the UI, I mean, all of that has been done already. So really major headway. And we're going to be working on the white paper, more of a light paper and a pitch deck for partner dexes as well. So again, just slow and steady, but major headway with L1 Dex. Anything you want to add to that, LA?
Sorry, it cut out for a second. Say that one more time.
Yep, no worries. I just was wrapping up the update for L1 Dex. I didn't know if you wanted to add anything. I forgot.
Yeah, we had a great meeting on Tuesday morning. Everything is rocking and rolling with that. I feel like we're making so much progress every week, and we just keep building. So we're definitely on track with our timelines, and we're making lots of progress every week.
Yeah, for sure. And I know a lot of you have been asking about marketing. I mean, we obviously will have a full marketing campaign around L1 Dex. We're still in a bit of a holding pattern with that because we want to prioritize the next round of the L1X raise. And then we can really start piggybacking on that as far as what the DEX brings as well. So, and that is another update. We're still waiting to finalize some things on how we'll be able to offer the L1X pre-sale, public sale round to all of you. I think we have a solution very similar to how we did the original private round. And so we should have more info on that, but that's not set to go live until the end of July. So we definitely have some time. All right, awesome. So let's move on. The next part is the secret PulseChain project. So again, I was hoping that I could come to do a special breaking news AMA that we are live. However, we are still working out some last minute kinks. We found we again when you develop as you're developing, you figure out even better ways on how to do things. So we're taking some inspiration from a staking protocol that a lot of you may be familiar with. That is going to be really bullish on how this PulseChain project rewards users. And again, without saying too much, this is a direct use case for EMP and eShare as well. We broke that alpha on the last AMA. So this could be a great way, other than the farms, obviously the farms and having LP in the farms to earn eShare. That's a great way to earn before Fusion. But this could be another way to earn before Fusion goes live. So we're, again, as close as ever. We are currently testing on mainnet. So again, we're almost there. And you know, when we get the go ahead, I will again do a breaking news AMA that announces it, and we'll have all the info regarding that project as well. It's pretty straightforward though. It's not. All of you are going to be very familiar with what it is, and we're just trying to build the infrastructure for Impulse. So this is part of that process. So again, LA, anything you want to add without giving away too much more alpha?
We made some major advancements this week. Not sure what I'm allowed to say in regards to that.
For sure. Yeah. So yeah, we don't want to ruin the surprise, but we're really close. I mean, and the other thing, I mean, I know a lot of you have been asking, you know, or concerned that we had missed our the hype phase of PulseChain, and I would argue that you know it's a good thing we didn't launch sooner, because I think a lot of people would have gotten wrecked, buying Pulse and PulseX, and then having it go down, you know, substantially from launch. So again, yeah, DeFi over on Pulse, there's really only a handful of projects that are even over on Pulse, and I think that it's going to be a long road as more and more people build on Pulse Chain. But over time, I think that it becomes very lucrative, and we, you know, want to have a seat at that table. It's just sometimes it's better to be, you know, the best rather than first. So all of that is in place, and you know, Impulse will definitely be happening. We hope that we can implement the fusion economics rather than your traditional tomb fork economics, because no matter how successful you know tomb forks can be in the beginning, it leaves a lot of people holding the bag at the end, especially if there's no further development. I mean, we've been developing at EMP for you know, over a year and a half now, and that's why token values have still maintained. And again, just getting ready for fusion. So, and Birdie again is in the background saying hi. But all right, Ella, anything else with that, or can we move on?
I think we can move on.
All right, awesome. All right, level X. So again, not to be confused with L1X. Level X was a failed project that unfortunately we were involved in, and one of the other team members really kind of sabotaged it. But you can listen to all that in older AMAs. I just want to say that we're still going through all the transactions on the compensation plan. Again, this is taking a lot of time to go through bit by bit and verifying on chain. So we just ask for your patience, but we will be updating all of you as we can. And if you submitted to the form, we have all of your info. Again, never respond to DMs, but we should be able to update you as we make headway, so we don't have to keep going over it on the AMAs. But we're again diving through it bit by bit. So all right, LA again. Anything to clarify with that?
No, not with that. We just have to continue to go through everything, and we will provide the information as soon as we have it ready for everyone.
Perfect. All right. Next up is POW'r UP. So again, this is a bit of a bigger announcement. I know a lot of you are still encountering some issues with rewards. So unfortunately, it is a multi-chain issue. So multi-chain is one of the leading bridges, and it's what we've been using for about a year now, bridging funds from BNB over to ETH. Because again, by having a POW'r UP through a series of smart contracts, we're able to utilize the earning potential in EMP and then convert those rewards back over to ETH and reward in ETH directly. So that being said, we are relying on a bridge to do that. And this is a very unfortunate example and a proof in the pudding or proof of product market fit for L1X. I mean, again, having to eliminate the bridges not only makes things more efficient, but avoids issues like what we're having now. So the power up rewards are still producing. We're just having an issue again getting that bridge to work every day. So we are in contact with their dev team at Multichain. They push a fix for us, but then the same issue happens all over again. So, unfortunately, we can only do so much, but we are, again, the rewards are still collecting. So, you're not losing any rewards, which is going to be slightly delayed, and we're doing the best that we can. Now, if this happens much longer, and multi-chain is not able to provide a permanent fix, then we can look into our other options. But again, that takes away development time from Fusion. So Fusion is our #1 priority at this moment to get it out the door. So we're getting there. All right, LA. Again, I know you've been more in touch with Jake on that. Anything you want to add to that?
You kind of covered it all. So just if you guys can practice with us, we'd appreciate it. We are in constant contact with them, and it just seems that once one batch gets resolved, we're then having to work with them on the next one. So you are receiving all of your claims. It just sometimes takes a little bit longer.
Perfect. Yep. And again, if this continues much longer and it really is becoming more and more delayed, then we'll look at our other options. So bear with us. All right, awesome, man. We are moving through it today, LA. I'm not meaning to rush. We just have some other obligations that we have to get to. So, all right, some really bullish news, and what was in the title of the AMA today? New use case for EMP. So, we're happy to announce a brand new potential. Well, it is a partnership, but it's with a Discord-based text adventure game. It is through a great friend of mine over on the Hive blockchain. Again, for those of you that don't know what Hive is, I would highly recommend that you look into it and create a keychain wallet. We have an extensive post on Discord that explains all this. If you're a Splinterlands player or user, then you already have a Hive account. But they are launching this brand new game. It's called Serfdom and Sorcery, and it is a text-based adventure game. Again, through our server over on Discord, and right now you'll be able to play and earn what they're calling doubloon tokens. Again, just a token on in that game, not an actual ERC20 or BRC20. However, we are looking to implement EMP into that game. So we wanted to introduce the game first, let everybody play, let everybody get familiar with it, and then hopefully over the next few weeks, we'll be able to implement EMP, which again will be a way to burn that EMP um, or deposit to the treasury, and then you get bonuses in that game. So again, lots of cool, innovative things. This was from a third party, so it didn't take away any development time, and you can ask more questions over on Discord. Again, all Discord based. You can't play it unless you're in the server on Discord, and hopefully that gets our numbers up as well. So as we prepare for Fusion, we will be doing a big marketing push again, but we will hopefully have some rewards for those of you that help share the word on Discord and get new members over there. So, all right, and I know that was a bit last minute. Again, we have a bunch of really awesome surprise announcements over the next few weeks, um, and that's just one of them. So, any use case for EMP is great, and then again, you'll be able to cash out that doubloon token on Hive, and we'll have more info on that, how to actually, profit from that game. So, all right, awesome, bullish stuff, right, LA? Never a dull moment around here.
Your famous line.
Yes, totally. All right, cool. Now on to Fusion, and then we'll open it up for a few Q&A at the end. Again, if you have a question, please feel free to write that in the live chat, or if it's a question that you want to ask and you're listening to this recording, again, jump over to Discord, and we have a channel for AMA questions specifically. And that's the best way to know that you won't get skipped. So, all right, Fusion, I would love to come on and say, we are launching on this date, but I still don't have that for all of you. The development is just rolling along faster than ever. LA and I wake up to what, LA, at least 80 messages a day in that developer chat
Oh,
as of lately.
way more
Yeah.
than that. No,
Yeah.
way more than that.
Yeah.
There was at least 1,500 messages in the last week alone.
Yeah, it's been insane. I know one morning, it was like 401 day. So yeah, and yeah, it just a lot of dev talk, testing different functions, confirming that everything works as the white paper describes. And so yeah, it's been insane. I've never felt more excited for how close we are than now. And we're just putting the finishing touches on all of the MVP. Now remember, and we'll get into this in some of the Q&A at the end, but some of the things that we talk about with Fusion, they may not necessarily be in the launch or what we're calling the MVP, minimal viable product, is what that stands for. So there are some things that will be coming later, not much later, but definitely not on launch. But we'll specify that in the white paper, what will be available on launch will be exactly what is in the white paper. So, and speaking of the white paper, we're nearly done. I mean, all of it's been edited. The dev team put the final sign off today. We clarified one more last minute question, literally right before we got on the AMA, and now it's just getting designed, and we'll be out, right? LA? I mean, you want to give an update on that? I know you and I have been spearheading it.
Yeah, we're just hashing out a couple final details with the dev team, and then it's going to be sent to be designed. And then in the meantime, there's a couple last details that we're working out with some more math-minded individuals, and those will be added in at the very end, closer to the sacrifice and this coming out. So
Perfect. Yep, absolutely. And again, we a lot of really cool stuff that we clarified in the white paper that I think all of you would be super bullish on, especially with how some of the sacrificing is going to work. So, all right, uh, that really is all the official updates. I'm happy to go into questions now, LA, and if anybody has questions again that we didn't get to, please write in the live chat now. And as well, I'm a bad YouTuber. I was rushing right into the updates, but please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Again, all of the ad revenue that we get from YouTube will be used to buy and burn EMP, and all of our revenue streams are really kicking in. I mean, we've done some extensive discussions about revenue in the previous AMAs, but all of them are holding really strong. And so, yeah, all that is going to be extremely bullish for Fusion because those revenue streams will kick in uh, to help get us back to PEG, help us maintain PEG, help us increase the price of eShare, help us uh, subsidize the DOS contracts, and above all, they're used to pay out rewards or bolster rewards through Fusion itself. So we're really excited for what that is. Unfortunately, we can't really calculate an APR, but I can say that it would be substantially more than what the APR is now in the farm. So yeah, again, Ella, anything you want to add to that or any questions?
let's hop into some questions. So
All right.
here's a great start with from the YouTube. What's the best way we can prepare for Fusion? Just keep stacking up our EMP and eShare, or what would you suggest?
Yeah, so again, not financial advice. Obviously, it's up to all of you how you want to prepare and your current financial goals. But yeah, I mean, generally speaking, the best thing to do right now is to stack EMP ETH LP, go into the farm and earn eShare, and then you can lock up that eShare in the single staking pool to earn more eShare. So and all that staking pool will unlock before Fusion goes live. So I know a lot of you were concerned going into that pool because you don't want to have your eShare locked up, getting ready for Fusion and being able to sacrifice that eShare. So, but it will unlock as soon as we have a date for Fusion. And yeah, I mean that would be what I would do. Again, not financial advice, and I would DCA and continue to accumulate EMP and eShare at these subdued levels. I think people are fearful of if Fusion is really going to be what we say it is, and a lot of times you can capitalize on fear. I mean, you buy when people are fearful, and you sell when people are greedy. And that is just the overall investment strategy that has made millionaires and billionaires over the history of human existence. So yeah, I think that again, not financial advice, but that is kind of a great strategy. LA, you want to add to that, or what would you do?
I mean, my personal strategy is doing whatever I can to earn more so I have more to sacrifice into Fusion. And so the number one a strategy that I'm using to do that is in the farms, because those I see as the easiest, most seamless way to just sacrifice right into Fusion, because with both LP and eShare, it's literally just going to be the click of a button to sacrifice right into Fusion, and I can earn every single minute of every single day until it goes live. And so there's no sweat off my back with how long it takes, whether it's a week, whether it's 3 weeks or a month or however long, I have no idea, but I'm earning every single day until it does, so that I have the maximum amount to sacrifice. And that's my concern, making sure that I'm properly set up for the launch of Fusion. And so I can't tell you guys what to do, but that's my personal strategy.
Yeah, no, 100% LA. And on that note, again, earning in the farms and having LP, we kind of alluded to this. I don't know if we dropped the full alpha, but I can drop it now because the white paper is so soon. But you will not have to break your LP when sacrificing into Fusion, and we have confirmed that you will also still get that peg bonus. So to LA's point, accumulating EMP at these reduced levels, that gives you the maximum multiplier on us getting back to peg. So again, if you're not familiar with what I'm saying, the lower we are below peg, we are crediting you with your sacrifice as if we were at peg. So from today's levels, that's like a 5x on the value. And so with your LPs, the concern was, well, half of that's ETH. Am I only going to get credit for the EMP side with that peg multiplier? And the answer is no, you get credit for all of it. So the way AMMs work, or automated market makers, or LP, that is an equivalent value. The pool always balances the two assets within the LP. So if you had $100 of LP, that is $50 of EMP and $50 of ETH. Well, when you sacrifice your LP directly, you're credited with $100 of EMP, and that is at that peg bonus. So again, even more of a reason to make LP and sacrifice that directly. And we did this so that not only is it easier for all of you, not having to worry about breaking LP, but also because we didn't want to have people break LP and just keep the Ethereum side. They're losing half, and it's not beneficial to the protocol. Now, if you're more comfortable and know what to do, you can absolutely break LP and buy EMP, but I would not do that until we have the sacrifice live. So don't do that early because you can still earn in the farms this entire time while we're waiting for Fusion. So, and again, as we get closer and we have an actual sacrifice date, we'll reiterate all of this to all of you as well. So, yeah, LA, again, I don't know if you want to explain that a little better or if I did okay. I usually overly complicate things, but yeah, go ahead.
No, you did a pretty good job.
All right, awesome.
I'll reiterate if you want me to.
Please.
It's very similar to just sacrificing EMP. If you have $100 of EMP ETH LP that you're sacrificing, you can earn every single day between now and then in the farm, and then when it's time that you're looking to sacrifice, basically what happens is $100 of EMP ETH LP is $50 of EMP and $50 of ETH. Well, during the sacrifice, we're going to be treating your LP as if it's $100 worth of EMP. And then depending on how far away from peg we are, we're also going to give you the multiplier where we're crediting you at a 1-to-1 value at the dollar value of peg. And so it's essentially identical to sacrificing liquid EMP. So there's absolutely no reason to have to break apart your LP. And that's why it makes total sense to continue earning every single day until Fusion launches, so that you're never just having to sit around waiting without earning anything.
Perfect, absolutely. And again, one more point is that this doesn't even include what we're calling the early sacrifice bonus. So if you sacrifice your LP within the first 24 hours, or any asset for that matter, within 24 hours, you will also get another large bonus on top. So that incentivizes everybody to get in early and go in with as much as they can. So again, not financial advice. Never invest, more than you can afford. But this should all seriously jumpstart us back to peg and make things, way more sustainable moving forward. So, all right, awesome. That was great info. Hopefully that was updates for some of you that may have missed. some recent AMAs, and all of that will be in the white paper that we release as well. So, all right, awesome.
Awesome. Here's another question for you from Discord. It would seem that after Fusion launches, the best way to encourage people to buy and sacrifice their EMP is with 1, high APRs, and 2, creating liquidity in the marketplace so that people can exit their position if they so choose and are not stuck. What is EMP's plan to tackle these two fronts?
Yeah, so great question. Again, this is why we're transitioning into Fusion to begin with. So, twofold. There's a few points I want to make, and then Ella, feel free to elaborate. But number one is let's talk about liquidity. So, liquidity can be a double-edged sword, and we talked about this a lot over the entire existence of EMP. And we probably have some of the highest liquidity out of any seigniorage protocol that ever existed, especially at the height. I mean, at one point, I think we were over 50 million TVL in EMP. And what happens is that the more liquidity you have, you're actually able to protect PEG. Because when people sell the native asset, it doesn't lower PEG by that much. Now, again, no matter how much selling or no matter how much liquidity you have, eventually the selling pressure will outweigh that and reduce PEG, and that's what we've seen. Now, we're going to have a two-pronged approach. We're moving towards protocol-owned liquidity, where we will start creating our own LP, whether that's from sacrificed LP or building our own LP from treasury reserves. And so we will be able to manage the liquidity a lot better, where we can actually reduce the liquidity to begin with. And once that happens, it is much easier to regain PEG. Because you have a lot less liquidity that you're having to fight through. So the plan is to reduce liquidity directly after Fusion launches. We regain PEG, and then once we regain PEG, we start adding a ton of liquidity at the PEG value, because that's another thing you have to be careful of. If you add liquidity when we are not at PEG, it actually makes it harder to regain PEG. So the way, again, the automated market makers work by balancing the assets in the LP pair, you want to be putting the most amount of LP at parity or at PEG value. So that is the plan for liquidity and PEG and how we're going to move back to PEG. And then APR, I mean, again, through all of our revenue streams, we talked about this multiple times, but we could potentially be getting tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars a day through our revenue streams with diversified investments that the Treasury made, yield that the Treasury is getting, the L1 DEX, a portion of the L1 DEX fees from us providing liquidity, and building out the DEX. We'll be getting fees from that. That alone could be $100,000 a day, and all of that will directly impact the APR that Fusion pays. So yeah, again, that's a little bit more harder for me to answer because I can't predict the future. But I think that it will be industry leading in terms of APR. So, LA, again, you want to add to that?
For sure. Just give me 1 second here. There was one thing from the question I wanted to clarify. Under number 1, where it said high APRs, it said high energy price. And I just did want to remind everyone that the price of energy is directly linked to the price of eShare, and it will be at a 1-to-1 equivalent. So did want to just remind everyone of that. But yeah, just to reiterate, I mean, the potential for the APRs is so incredibly strong and high. And of course, we can't predict the future. We don't have a crystal ball, but the way that everything is set up is for the highest level of possible success. And there's so many outside revenue streams that are going to be flowing into Fusion, and Fusion itself is a revenue stream. And, you know, part of what is taking a little bit longer with developing Fusion is that we have some of the smartest minds out there working on the economics behind, you know, battery prices and all kinds of different things to make sure that it works really well for the users, but it also makes a lot of sense for the protocol as a revenue stream, and all of these different pieces of the puzzle coming together. And I mean, there's just such a high level of potential for success there. And so we do feel extremely confident when it comes to that. But yeah, I think you kind of nailed everything else. There's not really that much else for me to say.
Yeah,
in that
no,
regard.
absolutely, LA. That was a great recap, and yeah, you're 100% on point. You know, all of this is the revenue from Fusion itself is also major. I didn't mention that earlier. I mean, revenue or Fusion is its own revenue stream, and that's even more bullish because it doesn't rely on any external factors that we may or may not be in control of. So yeah, and again, I think the major revenue stream is going to be L1 Dex. And one thing I do want to mention real fast while I'm thinking about it, there was an amazing video that we pinned from the Australian blockchain conference where there was a guest appearance by Cody. A lot of you may remember Cody. You get to finally see what he looks like. And he was dropping some major alpha on the wallet for L1X. So, but again, all of that will come into play. And like I said, we have the brightest minds in crypto that are working on this, and it's all coming together. So go ahead, Ellie. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, I was just going to say, Vino in the comments has a great point. He says, even now in the depths, I can't think of one seigniorage project with this much liquidity. Speaks volume to the community.
Yeah, no, that's a great point, Vino. And again, I mean, you know, a lot of you are upset with Detonator, but Detonator is the linchpin of that deep liquidity, and we were the first protocol to really prioritize deep liquidity, and that has saved us from not failing as a project, on top of us continuing to build. So, all of your patience will be rewarded, we hope, with Fusion and everything that we're building now.
Absolutely. So I have I have a funny one here for you.
All right.
Yeah. I have over 100K EMP. I don't know what to do with my hands. Should they buy more? Looking only for financial advice.
Yes, totally. So, again, not financial advice, but yeah, I mean, if you have 100,000 EMP, I'd say that you're in a great position, you know, to earn a lot from Fusion. Again, the amount that you sacrifice into the central grid, that is directly proportionate to your ownership of the protocol. So, if you want to own a piece of EMP and a piece of Fusion, then yeah, I would say get as much EMP as you can, especially at these reduced prices. And Birdie is bullish on EMP. She said buy more. I don't know if you heard her in the background, but yeah.
Birdie is so into it.
She is, yes. My son Abel, he's playing with her right now, so that's why she's so vocal. But all right, awesome. What? Any other questions, LA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not a question, but I did want to go over something. So Neil wrote, once it's up and running, and we get out to more crypto users, could be massive. I totally agree. I wanted to kind of go over with you guys again, just as a reminder for anyone who didn't hear it, kind of what our plans are for marketing Fusion. So right now, where we are right now, it wouldn't serve anyone to do a huge marketing push because we are still working on finalizing Fusion. And if we brought a ton of new users into the protocol right now, they would be kind of in this holding pattern with us. And so our plan is a two-tier approach. And so as Fusion is launching at that launch period, we're going to be doing an initial marketing push, and we're going to be going out to, you know, all of our influencers and all of our marketing channels and social media and getting the word out about Fusion launching. And then give it a little bit of breathing room to really build up a ton of momentum, to have the buzz and the word spreading that, wow, you know, the APRs are great, people are earning money, you know, having that fire take off, that momentum, that word to spread naturally a little bit. And then once that momentum is really building, we're going to do a whole second wave of marketing to really slingshot that off like a rocket and get that news spreading like wildfire. And that's when we're really going to see a huge wave of new users coming into our protocol. And we think that's going to be incredibly effective. And we're excited to do that. But it's all about doing it at effective timing. It's not always about working hard in life. It's about working smart and hard. And we want to do things in the most effective way possible. And we believe that this is it. And so we're just kind of waiting patiently along with you guys and planning in the meantime so that all of our ducks are in a row for when the time is right.
Perfect. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. All right. So sorry, Ellie, while you were going through that, I was reading another comment. And this is a great question that we really, I don't think we've actually gone into detail about this. So it's a great question. It says, will Fusion do away with PancakeSwap? So, yeah, I mean, this is where things get very interesting. The short answer is no. We will still have liquidity and the trading pair on PancakeSwap, but we will eventually start prioritizing our own internal swap. And by doing that, you're essentially OTCing or over the counter trading with the EMP treasury. And this opens up a ton of, again, deeper liquidity, less susceptible vectors to sandwich bots or bot protection, and potential arbitrage opportunities between our own swap and PancakeSwap. So, and that could be again a potential revenue stream as well. So, yeah, really good question. I know we'll have a lot more info on that in the final white paper with Fusion. Again, you know, there will be a sort of a version like this in that the MVP, but the actual real internal swap and how we're going to handle LP both in-house and on PancakeSwap, all that will be released in a future update and white paper. But yeah, we're going to have the best of both worlds. And it is still important to have LP on PancakeSwap or whatever the leading DEX is. Again, not to drop too much alpha, but obviously we would like to be able to facilitate cross-chain swaps through L1 DEX, which would mean there would be liquidity in the L1 DEX for EMP as well. But yeah, and again, that's probably later down the road. The initial liquidity will be on blue chips. But anyway, my point is that it's beneficial to have liquidity in multiple places, not only because of the arbitrage, as I was saying, but also in terms of accessibility and advertising. So, you know, obviously we want new people coming and finding EMP, and if we have liquidity in multiple areas, that makes that a lot easier for them. So, but yeah, again, we will prioritize our own swap, whether that's a reduced fee or some other bullish things that we can incorporate. But we'll have much more updates on that as we uh, finish building everything out. So, all right, awesome. Go ahead, Ellie. Was there more? Or?
Let's see. I'm just going to refresh my page if you see another one there. It constantly makes me press refresh to see the ones at the bottom.
Yep, no worries. Yeah, no, I think I went back through all the YouTube chat. I think we're good there. Again, if we did not get to your question or you would like to, get a more robust answer on something that we've already gone over, please join the Discord and find the AMA channel. You can ask all your questions over there, and that will be a guaranteed way that we will get to it.
Awesome. Yeah, I just went through Discord and I didn't see any more on there. And it looks like you answered the bottom one on YouTube. So
Perfect. All right, awesome. Well, that was again a little short and sweet today. Not too bad, 45 minutes. So yeah, that was the update for the week. We'll let you know on the schedule for next week. Again, I may have a personal commitment on Monday. So if I'm not here, we may do a community AMA on Telegram on Monday. But if I can make it, then I will be here. And we'll be here on YouTube again. We do our AMAs twice a week, Mondays and Thursdays at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. And it will definitely be around for the Thursday AMA, which will be a week from today. And if there is breaking news with the secret PulseChain project going live, we'll be doing a special AMA for that specifically. If you're a VIP member, you'll get an update a little bit earlier too. So all of our VIPs out there, make sure that you keep an eye out in the VIP chat. That will be going live, and then we'll be going live publicly shortly after. So, all right, awesome. Well, again, LA, thank you for being the co-host with the most, and shout out to LA. She's really been picking up a lot of slack, helping me, coordinate with the dev team and doing the white papers and managing everything. There's just not enough time in the day, and I couldn't do without you, LA. So thank you very much. So yeah, any final words
thank you.
that you want to say? Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, well, I didn't even get to share. I got to meet another one of our fellow emperors this past weekend. So
Nice.
shout out.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were
Shout
gonna
out
share.
to
Go ahead.
Vito.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's really cool as I travel around different times of the year, getting to meet some of my favorite emperors. So got to meet Vino this week, so that was awesome. And I'm getting to meet a bunch of you this year, so it's been great so far, and I'm hoping to meet more of you this year. So it's been awesome.
Yeah, no doubt. LA, Vino said, yeah, that he had nothing but good things to say about you. When he finally did message me, I was hoping that you guys would get together, and we are, again, looking into other conferences through the end of the year, and we would love to do an EMP meetup again after Fusion is live, and all of us are celebrating the next bull run. We would love to put that together as well. So all that is still on the table. We just literally, all of our effort is focused on getting Fusion out the door at the moment. And then we can all finally say, it's here. So, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys all for being here with us. We appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
All right. Thank you, LA. Thank you, everybody. Good night. Good day. We'll see you next week.